What is good, everyone? Happy Saturday. Welcome to this week's trading recap. This is week number 5 of documenting my journey to becoming a consistently profitable day trader. This week I took 10 trades. I took 3 wins, 4 losses, and 3 break-even trades. So I'm going to go through all of that, what my thought process was, how I handled my emotions with this new risk management strategy, and let's just get right into it. So the first trade, getting right into Monday. First trade was super simple. Unfortunately, it lost here. But starting out on the higher time frames, um, we had we were extremely bullish entering the day. We were respecting 4-hour bullish. We were clearly trending up towards these highs right here, and we still had previous day high intact. Entering the day, I was looking longs only, pretty much. And I was just looking for either a liquidity sweep of something or a continuation. So at market open, we went up. At market open, we went up. We made relative equal highs with previous day high. And then we came down and re-swept out the current New York AM low. So at this point, I was looking for longs. In this leg, there was the highest time frame inversion was not 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 minute. It was a 30-second. There was no other fair value gaps in this leg. And so as you see, I have these marked out here. As soon as we got the resweep here, I was super bullish with all that, with A plus draws higher. We got a 1 minute or a 30-second displacement candle, and as soon as this happened, it kind of came out of nowhere. And my gut was just telling me like this is wrong. And I don't know. I didn't understand that. I didn't know why my gut was saying it was wrong. But it looked clean to me, and I hesitated, I'll say. I did hesitate. So right after this second candle, after this next 30-second candle, I quickly entered. My break even would have been here at this small internal high, and then TP here for a 1.5 RR. Targeting the low hanging fruit of what I thought would just run all of these. And so that was the trade I took. I would take this trade again. Unfortunately, it lost, but yeah, it was probability loss on this one. Nothing I can do better. Nothing I can do about the loss, but something I can do better is entering more confidently. Getting a slightly better entry, because if this next candle had just boomed up also, I wouldn't even have gotten in the trade. So that is the first trade I took this day. All right, so the second trade that I took here on Monday was a continuation short. So after my first loss here trying to long it, we kind of displaced through the lows, and we were just simply put, we were just going lower. It looked like we were going towards previous day low here, and definitely towards these lows, maybe the bottom of this previous New York AM low. So when I finally got a pullback into a 5-minute fair value gap here, got a pullback into this 5-minute fair value gap, I was looking for shorts. Now, one reason I was really looking for shorts here because I flipped my bias. I flipped my bias because we were just displacing lower through the lows. We did sweep out this previous New York PM low, and this low right here, but we hadn't taken out this low. And more specifically, ES had made relative equal lows with previous day low. So because of ES specifically, I was more confident in taking a short here. So getting right into it, it was just a simple retracement into a 5-minute fair value gap, and then the highest time frame inversion was a 2-minute. So I entered a little bit late. The candles move kind of fast sometimes, but this was my entry right here, stop loss at the body high here, and then I was targeting this low with a break even here. Now the reason you'll see it went here is because about right there, ES took out previous day low, so I just closed. I didn't think there was necessarily any reason for it to keep going lower if ES had taken out the low, and it did take out the more significant low here, which is great, but it was a banger trade. 1.7 RR. Yeah, that was Monday. Simple continuation. The second one, both of them, I'm very proud of. The first one I'm proud of. The second one I'm proud of, which is honestly what's most important. So yeah, super clean trade. Let's get right into Tuesday. All right, now before we get into Tuesday, I just want to quickly say on Monday during the second trade, my emotions were kind of all over the place. I won't lie. After losing the first trade and then the second trade kind of chopping around a little bit, it was really hard. I won't lie. I got up from my chair. I did 50 push-ups just to like cool my emotions. So, just a side note, it was hard for me like to stomach, I guess you could say, like taking a bigger trade and just waiting and just it just fluctuating. So that was a total side note that I want to talk about. But getting into Tuesday, going into the day, the bias was bearish. Bias was bearish. We had we had disrespected this 4 hour right here, and we were heading towards previous day low right here. We were respecting this 4 hour, and it looked like the nearest draw was previous day low, and I thought maybe we go take out these more significant lows as well. That was the overall idea for the day. So at market open, at market open, it took out previous day low right here. Now this is an area I need to be more reactionary in because after it took out previous day low, it just immediately went up. And I got I got kind of hyper fixated on like just bearish bias. I didn't think or consider the possibility of we're bearish towards just previous day low. Like if we react off previous day low, I would take a long. That didn't really come into my brain. So that's something I can grow in. I didn't take this long right here. Now, part of the reason I didn't take it is like I did see it form and everything, and the highest time frame I think was a 2 minute. Yeah, a 2 minute right here would have been clean. The reason I didn't take it was I was just hyper fixated on the draw lower, and there was an S&T at this high. ES had already run up and taken out this high, which because I was so hyper fixated on shorts, I thought, well, if ES takes out this high, maybe now we'll just run lower. I didn't really use logic to it, if you know what I mean. Because there's obviously all this LR above, London, Asia. It was it was clean for longs here, and I didn't long it. So also today was the Tuesday was the day before FOMC, so it was super choppy price action. Now the trade I did take, skip to the right time. The trade I did take, I was mainly looking for stuff on NQ today or on Tuesday, and at this point, after we just I call it shatting up. After we shat up for like forever, it was just terrible. I was looking for some sort of pullback to rebalance this range or to take out all this LR. So on ES, we actually did get a setup. ES started moving lower, which gave me a good concept for taking shorts. And then my target would have been these 15-minute and 5-minute for value gaps lower. Quick show you those. 5-minute, 15-minute. I was looking for a pullback to rebalance that. And then we did have an SMT with this high. NQ had NQ had moved higher, ES had moved lower. So at this point, I was looking for shorts to overall target would be this for overall like a more higher time frame draw, but I was gonna just target the low hanging fruit. So that is what I did. The highest time frame in this leg was a 1 minute. We got a clean 1 minute displacement candle here, and it ran to TP immediately in two candles, which was super fire. Now to talk about my emotions again on this one, because this one's just super simple. There's just an SMT at the high and targeting the idea of this 5 and 15, which I don't believe it got hit, but targeting this low right here. My emotions in this one, as soon as I entered, for some reason I was feeling very antsy, and so I just got up from the charts and I like went to the bathroom or something because for some reason, I don't know if it's like a fear in me, but for some reason I was like scared to watch this trade play out. So when I get back from the bathroom, smash TP, and I was obviously excited about that. But that was just how my emotions went the first 2 days. It was tough because I'm getting better with it, and the rest of the week did go better. But that was what my emotions were like on Tuesday, and I need to grow in that and just learn to stomach it a little bit more. So yeah, that was Tuesday, super clean banger short. Um, I am disappointed that I didn't take the long on NQ at market open or near market open. I need to be more reactionary with that. But yeah, let's get right into Wednesday. All right, getting into Wednesday's price action, I didn't execute well today on Wednesday, but I'll talk about it anyway and about the lessons I learned. So on the higher time frame, the bias was neutral. We had an SMT at the high here. NQ had, so I'm looking at ES right now because I took the trade on ES. NQ had swept out previous day high, ES hadn't, and then ES had taken out previous day low, NQ didn't. It was pretty neutral. I wasn't super clear into, and there was FOMC news at 1 p.m. and 1:30, I believe, after my session. So yeah, I was looking just neutral. So this is the trade that I took. Quickly explain it. We had an SMT here at New York AM low. Um, you see NQ re-swept it out, and then the highest time frame inversion I was looking for was a 5 minute. At this point, for draws higher, we had a data high still intact. We still had some other more external draws here. And so when we got a 5 minute inversion right here, I took it. Now, the thing that I did wrong on this trade, and that I'm never ever going to do again, was I put my stop in a stupid place, literally just for the sake of getting a 1-to-1 RR. There is no reason that I should have put my stop right here. It would have lost either way. But the important thing is that I can learn and grow from this. So I was looking to take this trade. Simple SMTs. Yes, there's the more bullish asset because it didn't sweep out the low, it didn't manipulate lower. NQ did. Um, but the main reason that I'm not happy about this trade is because is FOMC, and you can see we literally just chopped. Like at this point, like at like 9:30 or whatever, I was just mentally like checked out. I wasn't even considering taking a trade. I was like, I'd be a better trader. I was just thinking I'd be a better trader if I just didn't take a trade today. And then when this one presented itself, I was like, oh, okay, this is like clean towards longs. We had a data high as the draw. We had some LR here that would be my break even level right here. Simple break even, super obvious one at least. But yeah, I totally fumbled my stop loss on this one, which is something I can do better. So I took the highest time frame inversion, which was the 5 minute here, targeting data highs, and it lost. Big surprise. Um, It lost. I mean, it reversed on me automatically, which I thought it should at least hit the break even because the draw was really good. Data highs, super strong draw, and just the top of this just looked really good with the SMT too. But I didn't give myself a fair chance at this one because of my stop loss. I need to grow and be better about my stop loss. If I had this exact scenario again, I would not take it because the RR would be so terrible for me to put my stop loss in like a real spot. The most I could have manipulated my stop loss was putting it at the body low right here. And that would have been a negative RR because I wasn't super confident in all this getting run. And so why would I target that if I'm not confident in it? So even if I had targeted here, it would have been 0.87. So it was just not great what I did, and I'm gonna learn from that. The RR is important, and if it just goes up, just displaces so much, there's times where I can't take a trade. So this was a loss and a valuable lesson, but let's get right into Thursday. All right, getting into Thursday's price action, I took two trades, a break even and a loss. So let's quickly go over that. The higher time frame was super bullish. We had swept out these relative equal lows here, respected the 4 hour, and then inversed a bearish 1 hour here. So at this point, I was very bullish. I was bullish towards we had these highs here, these hourly fair value gaps, and we had displaced higher right off of it. So Going into the day, I was looking for either a continuation long. I was looking specifically for a continuation long off of one of one of these hourly fair value gaps. Hopefully just a tap of the hourly and then a long from there. So at market open, just go there. Okay. At market open, NQ went down and it had these three hourly fair value gaps here. NQ went down, tapped them all. ES tapped the top one, so a little bit of an SMT there, and then respected it. And I was very bullish on the day, and so with ES being the stronger asset, I got a tap of the 1 hour here, and then this strong displacement candle here. My entry was a little bit late on the next candle, but I entered confidently. We got a very, very strong bullish candle right here, super displacing. So I entered very confidently on this one, targeting the pre-market high with the external draw and idea of this other hourly for value gap getting hit as well, and potentially previous day high. So this one went up. My break even was at the high here. I went break even there, and then unfortunately and fortunately got wicked out before it did run lower. So right after I got wicked out here, I was a little bit disappointed, but I was still bullish. And so hopping over here to NQ, that first trade was ES, by the way. On NQ, I was looking for a resweep or something like that. So we did get a resweep here, and we got a very, very strong bullish reaction off of it, displacing through the highest time frame inversion in this small leg right here, being the 1 minute. So I entered long. Again, I was very bullish towards these highs. And so yeah, I entered long. This one wasn't as good of a setup as the first one on ES. The ES one I would call A plus. I would take that 10 out of 10 times. This one was just kind of reactionary. Just seeing that I got wicked out. And a part of this sentiment for it going higher, because it is lower and they're technically uncorrelated in that sense. NQ is lower, ES is higher. ES still hadn't taken out the draw. ES still hadn't taken out this pre-market high. So with that in mind, I entered long here. I had a clear break even of this 5 minute fair value gap, which I thought if we're gonna go lower, at least we'll hit the 5 minute. And then I was targeting this second 5 minute, which was also the current opening price, the New York AM high for the day. So I entered long in this one and unfortunately got stopped out. I'd say this one was probability, and I'd say it was less good because they were so like uncorrelated or whatever. But yeah, that was Thursday. Let's get into Friday. All right, getting into Friday. Friday was a lot. I won't lie. It was kind of crazy. I took 4 trades, 2 break evens to start, a loss, and then finished with a banger of a win. So getting into the first trade, overall, the bias was, I would say it was neutral but leaning more bearish. I'm looking at ES right here. There was an SMT with previous day high. ES had swept it out. NQ had not. NQ started moving lower towards more previous day low, and then this other low I had marked out as well. And ES was respecting a 4 hour, and it had left a 1 hour here. So I was looking to just be reactionary. If we displace in one direction, I would just pick the direction of that. So this first trade that I took, we moved up. We didn't take out any of this LR. We had London high still intact. And then the more significant high here, over here. So after price moved down, it tapped the 1 hour, and then I was looking to long it just to the 5 minute fair value gap here. The highest time frame inversion in the leg was a 30-second. So I did take the 30-second here, got in a little bit late. This trade was kind of confusing for me, but I entered long here off of this one right here. Stop loss at the body low and just targeting the 5 minute. My break even level is the top of the leg usually, or like a fair value gap. And so the top of the 30-second leg was right here because we made a move down, small move up, move down. So this would be the break even level. When it went here, it went there in like 5 seconds. And I was like, okay, well this is stupid. And it immediately went to my break even. I was like, this is stupid. I'm not going break even right now. And so I didn't go break even, and then on this more bullish candle here, I was like, okay, now I'll go break even. And then it wicked me out the very next 30-second candle, which is what it is. It was a good draw. It was a good setup. Let's get into the second one. All right, the next trade I took was this long right here. After the market dumped, it gave me no continuation short entries towards the relative equal lows over here. But I had some other lows marked out after we took out this one. This one seemed very significant. After we took out this one, I was looking for a rebalance move to a 5 and 15 minute for value gap. And so I got a clean V-shaped reaction here off of the level. The highest time frame here was like a 2 minute. We did have like, this is like a very big leg, obviously. So what I did was I was going to go break even at this 5 minute and just target a 15 minute for value gap above. Now, as soon as I entered on this 2 minute, ES hit the 5 minute fair value gap, and I quickly, like in milliseconds basically, I looked at this chart and quickly determined, I was like, are we really gonna go all the way up from here, all the way up to this 15 minute from here? I lost confidence in the trade. I went break even because NQ hadn't even hit the 5 minute, and so it wicked me out break even in like half a second. Um, I went break even because ES hit the 5 minute, and I all of a sudden just lost like confidence in the overall draw higher because I saw this big move down and I was like, are we really gonna go up from here? Like this was a huge move down. And so I did go break even here and it wicked me out instantly. So that is something that I need to grow in. I just need to define better what my um, model would be for going break even because it did hit the 5 minute here, like actually for real. Hit it right there. And I would have been break even for real right here if I hadn't lost confidence in the draw liquidity higher. So that was the second trade. Quick into the third one. All right. So the third trade was pretty simple. After I was wicked out, I was out of the trade and I all of a sudden was just looking for shorts here because I lost confidence in the overall narrative higher and I saw this LR lower. I saw it looked good. So we were respecting a 5 minute right here that I marked out, and then we got this 1 minute inversion here. I was sitting on the 30-second, and so it hit inverse two of them, and I was like, yeah, this is clean. So I took a short here, put stop loss at the high, and I was just targeting like the low hanging fruit. I think it was right here. It was here or here. Either way. Um, I entered there and it lost. That was unfortunate, but what's more unfortunate is what I did right after. Right after I lost, so today I had taken two break-even trades and a loss. And it was like a lot mentally. And I was kind of in a screw it mode. So when this trade opportunity happened right here, it was a clean resweep, gave a small new leg here on the 30-second. There was this 30-second fair value gap right here. As soon as it inversed it on this candle right here, I entered short. I kind of said screw it. And I targeted this low right here for whatever R it was. And I think my entry even got in like right in here. And so I entered here, it was just kind of screw it. I had my break even level here. Break even level here and then it just railed down. I went break even obviously and it did hit full TP there. But yeah, that one was good, but not great because the setup was there, obviously. Clean setup. And I'm glad I added 30 seconds to my bag for this one. I don't think that my emotions were in the right place on this one. I wasn't thinking very smartly, and so by the time like it was an absolute banger of a setup, but my emotions just weren't in the right place. And if I had lost this one, man, that would have sucked. Two break evens and two losses in a day would have kind of shot it. So I need to be better about my emotions. And yeah, all right, so getting into just the overall recap and what I can do better for next week and the lessons I learned. I am growing in handling my emotions during trades. The start of the week was tough, and the end of the week was tough, but I know I'm getting better at handling higher risk amount. And so, yeah, that's a win. That's a win for this week. I also passed one of my evaluations, so now it's in funded status. And then just the weekly lesson specifically is I need to be more reactionary, see the chart for what it's actually doing. Talking about Tuesday, I believe it was, where there was a clear sweep of previous day low with a clean V-shaped reaction. I just need to be more reactionary with that. So this week, what did I do right? I got better with my emotions while taking trades with higher risk amounts, and I entered with confidence. That was a big thing for me. It can be hard to enter, and so I'm growing in that. What did I do wrong? I traded on a choppy FOMC day, and on Friday, I was in a screw it mindset, and it didn't allow me to think clearly. So, need to get better with that. What will I do next week? Continue to stick to my rules exactly. Highest time frame inversion, targeting 5 to 15 minutes or A plus draws of liquidity. And then when I'm being reactionary, I need to make sure that I'm not being reckless. So that is it for this week. Going into next week, I did cop some more Apex accounts. Like I said, they're running a 90% off sale until Tuesday or something like that. You can use the code SAVE NOW. It's not my code or nothing, it's just the one I use. And yeah, let me know if you took any of the same trades as I did and if you learned anything. And I'll see you guys next week for next week's trade recap. Peace out.